Hey y'all, hey. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to make a love seat, okay? I have one sitting over here. We're gonna get into it.
A journey through time.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to Journey Through Time. I am your girl, Wendy. If you're oldie but goodie, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. So have you ever did a video and felt like you was ahead of the game because you got it done and edited and all that stuff? Yeah, that's the case in this one here. All right, so last night I created this love seat. It's the bottom is not on yet, which is right here. And I was gonna go and post that video. But as I was looking at it, I said, you know what? I look at my videos after I edit them, and I'm looking at it as a person that's never done it before. And I'm saying to myself, I don't understand. I don't get it. So now I'm going to have to redo the video again because this here was just a concept that was living in my head and I couldn't sleep last night. So I tried it to see and I decided to record so you guys could, if you wanted to do it, you could do it. And as I was looking at it, it was a hotmess.org. So I'm like, they're not going to understand this because I don't understand it. So now I'm going to make another version of this here in black. And it's going to be actually smaller than this. It's actually going to be a love seat because this here looks like a couch, baby. This ain't even no love seat. It's pretty big. Okay. And this is going to be one of those gift boxes that you're going to put your gifts in. Okay. You're going to just stack them up here how you want it or around it or so have you. And I made little contrast pillows. So anywho, I'm going to show you how to do this in a smaller scale, but I'm going to give you the measurements just in case you decide you want to make it bigger, if that makes any sense at all. All right, so let's just go and get into this video. So I'm going to still allow the other video to play in the background so you can see it, but I just want to show you again how this works, okay? I'll move these little pillows out the way for a sec. So the bottom, okay. So the bottom of this is not, doesn't have its bottom on yet, all right? As you can see right here. And I do already have it ready to go. I'm gonna plop that on here. But I'll plop that on here at the end of the video, okay? I'm going to get started on this one. Okay, so first off, I'm using a Epson box, okay? I'm cutting up an Epson box that I had, Epson printer, okay, that I got for my birthday. I'm using that box. It's so sturdy, so I decided to just go and use it. I was about to trash it. Okay, so if you want the couch version, then you cut off a piece of your box. You want the width to be 15 inches because that's how big the couch is. It's 15 inches in width and it's 8 inches in height. Okay. Bring it back over here so you can see them. Okay. So yeah, we're 15 in width. All right. The piece in height should be running at 8. Okay. This piece right here should also be a 8. So you want to cut you 2 pieces. Let me flip this over. 2 pieces at 15 inches. So you'll mark your 15-inch mark. All right. Let me come over there. All right. So you're going to take your piece of cardboard and you're going to measure it from the end. And you're going to mark it at 15 inches. All right. I'm not going to mark. Well, I can mark it just to show you. And I'm going to mark it right here at the 15-inch mark. All right. And what I like to do when I'm doing stuff like that is also go up at the top and do it again. Come at the bottom and do it one more time. Okay. And then Run your line down there and cut this off. Once you cut that off, then you have your 15 in width for your couch. All right. Now, this piece right here is already 8 inches in height. All right. So it's already an 8-inch height, and this is already going to be the 15 in the width. Okay. So you're going to need 2 of these, right? So you'll have 2 15-inch pieces. All right. In width, and you'll have the height as 8 inches, right? This would be your second piece. But me, I'm making one a little smaller, like I stated earlier. So mine's going to be 10 inches. If you decide you want to go smaller, then you would measure, instead of 15, you would measure 10. All right, I'm just splicing this. Okay. And then you cut this off. Cut off what you need. Okay. Now this is my 10-inch piece. I like the curve that's on this, so I'm gonna try to mimic that a little bit. Not gonna be as good as it, but she will have the curve. All right. Once you've done that, you should have 2 of these pieces. Again, if you're making the long chair, then you should have 2 of these pieces, but it should be longer. Okay, it should be 15 inches, not 10. Okay. So now, when you get to the bottom of the second piece, on the long chair, the couch, you want the bottom to be 3 inches from the bottom, okay? So you're going to bump the 3-inch mark right here, and you're going to go all the way up to 3 inches and mark it. Mark 3 spaces so you can draw your line. Me, I'm doing 2 because it's a smaller chair and I want a little bit more seat. So I did it at 2 and I drew my lines. So once you draw your line, take your knife and go down it. Don't cut it, just score it. All right. So it does this. Okay. We're up to speed. We should have 2 pieces right now. Right. Okay. You need another piece. This piece here is going to be for the bottom of your chair. All right. Let me turn this over. I know it looks weird because it's an Epson box, but best way for me to show you. Okay. You see how this is just measured up to this part right here? It's because it's a 10 by 6. Okay. Now remember, this was 8 inches. You took 2 inches off. So you just need a 10 by 6 because this is going to be folded down. All right. This is going to be folded down. And I hope y'all seen all that I just explained. I'm just looking at this camera like, anywho. Okay. So this is going to be your bottom. So I'm going to show you a different way than what I showed on that video on how to put this together. So let's go ahead on. I'm going to come back around the table and find my glue gun. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to take the bottom piece first. We're going to move the top piece aside. We don't need it just yet. Okay, so let's glue. Fold your cardboard just like this, the part that you scored. I am losing my voice. And glue this on to this right here, okay? My gun looking rough because it has that red fur on it, the material. But she's still working. Okay. And just glue these 2 pieces together just like this. down. Okay. So once that's glued on, this is what you should have. Okay, this should be even, right? So let's go on and cut us some something to make this more secure. So take you some cardboard, some extra cardboard. What you're gonna do is you're gonna glue these pieces in here, all right? But make sure that it's the right size, all right? So you're gonna have to cut it down until it's the right size for you. Okay, this is to make sure that this is going to be strong and hold what you need it to hold. This is a little bit too small because I see it folding in a little bit. So this right here, you could just eyeball until you get it right. Let's see if this one will work. Okay. I kind of like how this one looks, how it feels, okay? And then I'm going to glue it down. So I'm going to make a few pieces this size, all right? So now I'm going to stick this in here, and I'm going to end up gluing it like that, okay? So we're going to glue the sides. And the bottom piece. How did I forget to tell you that? Just stick it up here just like this. Find your placement. It doesn't matter where you place it, just place it. Okay. So now we're going to bring this up and glue it together, okay? And then just press it. Now, if this is your longer one, if this is your couch, you're going to do the same thing. You probably need a few more pieces than 4, though, okay, to get all the way across. This is what we should have, okay? Now, this is your top piece, all right? The top piece is going to be bumped up to it just like this, all right? Now, what I would do if I was you, I would put this on here, just like this here. Bump it at the end as close as you could get it. All right, hold it down. Take a pen or pencil, whatever you choose, and mark your line right here. And this line is for you not to go past it, okay? So when you put your fabric on and get ready to glue your piece on, that it is not glued onto the fabric. So I said I was going to do this one in black. So what we're going to do now, this is the front piece, okay? We're going to take it and somehow, if I could find a line on here somewhere. Okay, something just a little more straighter than what I'm looking at. And I'm going to bump this up against that line that I told you not to go past, all right? So in order to do that, I'm just going to add some glue. to the line. Okay. Now, with the other chair, I did go past it by accident, and it happens. And if it do, don't fret. Just keep going. It's no biggie. I just like for it to be glued to the cardboard instead of the fabric. That's all. And then just put your fabric on there and press it down. Fabric is by Hobby Lobby. That's where I got this one from. Okay. So make sure you cut off the fabric you don't need. I have a little bit too much here. No, I'm not cutting straight. Okay, so you're going to glue this down, all right, in the front. And I'm pulling this because I know I pulled too much. But this is stretchy fabric, so I hope I'm good. All right. Yeah. So just add your glue. And pull it how you need it to be pulled in, the direction you need it to go in. Okay. Now I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to fold this in because what I'm doing now is I'm going to cover the back of this chair. And that's the same thing you're going to do. I might have to, make mine because of how I cut it, but so just cover the back of your chair with fabric. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing it down to the end, right? Now we're going to flip it back over like we're supposed to. This is the front of our chair. And we're going to bring it up just like this here and glue it on, okay? And you can most definitely cut off any extras that you don't need once you've glued it on. All right. So when you get ready to glue this on, we should start from the back right here. Like this. And the front right here. Hold on, like that. And you shouldn't be able to see anything. Okay. So, but before I do that, I want to go and cover this part of the box too. Okay. It just makes it easier. On good. You can cut off the extras that you don't need. And what I mean by the extras is in the front. Okay. You're not going to need the front because it's going to be glued to the box. You're not going to need the side because it's going to be glued to the box. Once you got that done, then you can go ahead on and do what I was showing you. Pick the side that you want to be your front side. Sorry, y'all, trying to get all the extra stuff off of it. And you're going to glue it to the bottom right here. All right. And then glue this side right here down. Okay. That's what you need to do now. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I think I'm going to take my glue and just run a bead of glue right here. Right under this cloth. And then another bead of glue right here at the bottom. Might still have to go back over it with glue, but this starts it for me. Find where I want to sit it. Come back here and do the same. Whoa. It's funny how nothing wants to cooperate, huh? Okay. And just press it down. All right. So now we got to get these sides together. So you can grab any stray piece that you have. That's fine. And what I did was I bumped it up to the chair just like this. I'm sorry, I'll back it up so you can see. Just like this. All right, just trying to size it up where I want it to be. So for me, say I want to use this piece that I have. I mark it right here. Hold on. Can't see it. Flip it this way. So I mark it where the chair stops at. With something that writes. Then I pick it up, looking at it, and I know I don't want my thing to come all the way out like that. All right. So, I mean, come up that high. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to only go up a few inches. Now, this is where you use, your eyeballs to eye it where you think you might want it to be. This is preference. Okay. Me, I'm doing the halfway mark from this high part is what I'm going by. Okay. So with that being said, I know I marked it right here as far as being in the front of the chair. So with that being said, I'm going to cut it all the way across of that one marking. Check my work by bumping it back up to the chair just like this here. Okay, it's still even on both sides, right? I have this marking here. So I'm going to use this as my guide to cut this part. We're just cutting the square, but we're trying to make sure that, it's even with the chair. like that. Buff it up. And this is what it would look like. Okay. You see that? And I'm fine with that height. I think that's a pretty good height. So now that I know that I like that height, I need 4 of these. Okay, so make it easy on myself. I'm just going to measure this cardboard up to another piece of cardboard to get my 4 pieces. Okay, that's what we're doing now. Okay, so we have our 4 pieces for the side of our chair. And keep bumping it up to make sure it looks the way you want it to look, but nevertheless, we have the 4 pieces. Now we need to get our little curve in the front of the chair, kind of like this one here. You see how it has this little curve going that way? That's what we need to do now. So I'm just going to take some more of this cardboard. Cut me a piece out. Because I'm going to need 4 of these. So what I do is I just freestyle it, honestly. So I just make like a round circle, right? And then come down with it. Oops. On the round circle, I just come all the way around. Stop. Kind of like that. It's nothing fancy, honestly. And then I come down. Now, to me, this here looks a little too skinny. But this is how I do it. I just freestyle it. And because it looks skinny, I'm going to open it up a little more. So I'm going to come out a little bit more with this roundness. Okay, and once you get your first one, you're pretty much good to go. Now, I don't know how long I need it to be, so I'm just going to go down a little bit. Let's probably stop right there. Like that. That look crazy, right? But that's how I do it. And I just go on up the side of it and just try to cut it out the best I can. This cardboard here is strong, baby. Definitely built to last. I guess it had to be to house a printer. Okay. And that's what I came up with. It ain't cute, y'all, but it gets the job done. Okay. And what I need, because this here is the side of my chair, right? Hold on. So you can see it. My stomach growling. I know y'all can hear it. Okay. Just like this. This right here. It's too short. I could do one or two things. I could shorten this side of this chair, or I could make this longer. What I want to do. I think I'm going to shorten it. Okay. So I could even make this longer because the way I just did it, let me bump it up so you can see it. The way I just did it, It'll be okay on this side though. Never mind. I'm gonna leave it this height. I still need to explain it to you though. Okay, so this is the height. We're gonna keep it this height. It's gonna go on the back side of this anyway. But whenever I get ready to do the other side, it's gonna be shorter. That's basically what I was saying. And I was doing it. I realized I was doing it like this here, trying to figure out why it's like that. But this is how it's supposed to be. Okay. So I'm gonna cut me out 4 of these, just like this. Okay, now that we have our 4 pieces cut, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna glue them with the candy cane or whatever you would like to call this, going upward, okay? Just like that. Okay. So, go and get you some glue and just stick it on. Make sure it's at the back side of it, not the front side. Do the same on the other side. And it should look like this. Take your chair and bump it up to it just to see if it's too big, because sometimes it can be, and you'll have to cut it down, because I had to with the other one. So the front is good, and the back I prefer to cut down some more, okay? I'm going to show you what I mean. So if you flush it up to the front, just like this, right? And you look at the back, it's like off about a hair. Just about a hair. So even though I glued this on, it's not a problem to take it off and cut it down just a little bit. This is how I did my measurements when I did do it. Put it here. I'm going to look at it from over here first. Okay. Turn it around so you can see it. Bump to the back. Got a little extra right there. So I have enough of room for this to go back on there. All right. That's all that is. All it is to it. And then you're going to glue it back on. Okay. And come on this other side and I'm going to do the same exact thing. First, I'm going to put the one side on, okay? Now take your other piece and you're going to bump it right up under the grooves of your arch, okay? And you're going to glue it on. And of course it's going to be too big, but you're going to cut that down. All you're doing is just really just sizing it up for something to fit the bottom of, to cover that up, okay? You can put a big piece of board on it and then glue it and then cut around it. That's an easy way to do it. I just seen a piece of cardboard just laying there. So I just grabbed it to see if it would work, and it looks like it's going to work. And you see how it's hanging off and everything, but I don't care about that because I can cut it off. My focus is just getting it on. Just like that. And I could always go back and cut those extras off. All right. Now, we should be caught up to speed a little bit. Okay, so now we need to make the arches, right? So I just found me a random piece, another random piece, and see if I can bump it up here and it will work. So first thing, just make some splices, okay? Don't cut all the way through, just splice it. Just like that. And then loosen it up, okay? Make it loosey-goosey. Now the other video, I put it on this side, and I just don't like this, so I'm going to put it this way, okay? So what you need to do is take your piece, glue it from this top lip right here onto this piece here. If it's too big like mine, that's fine. You could cut it off later, okay? So run you some glue right on up there and up here just a little bit to get you started. Plop it on, press it down, fold it over. Okay. Okay, this one's ready to go as well. So, of course, it's time to cover these babies up. One is already covered and attached to the chair right here. Okay. For, of course, video time sake. So, all I'm going to do now is just cover this. Okay. So, I like to cover one notch and then go on the other side and do the other one, and then I do the rest of it.
be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back.
I like that little nice wrapped ring that goes around it. So what I do is I'll make me a long piece and fold it on both sides. So whenever I put this on, that it has that little wrap. I can't explain what it's called, but I'm gonna start right here in the crease right here, okay? And I'm gonna put glue all the way around, all the way across, I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna go around one side at a time. I'm gonna take it and wrap it around here. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. I just like the way that looks.
To be for the new, rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be weighing my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna.
Turn it on the outside like this and glue it on. And I just add the glue to the frame of the chair itself. Right. Sit it down and bump it up. Hold it together. And then as it dries, or you see some places that need to be filled in with the glue, then you just go back in and put the glue in there. But try to let it dry a little bit first before doing that. So as that is drying, my design I'm going to use, let me see first, it might be too big. Is the word love. Well, it's going to go down half and half of the chair. And I think that might be okay. Kind of like that. It is a little big, but I think I'm still going to go with it. So I'm going to place this on here the best that I can. Try not to move so much. Sideways like that. I'm really chancing this one. Okay. And just iron on top of it. Like I said, this one here is a little bit bigger than what I need it to be, but it'll be okay. I'm hoping it still does what I need it to do. Push it in right here. See if I can finish ironing the rest of it at the bottom of the chair like this. So that is a cold peel, meaning I have to wait till it cools before I can pull it off or even check it, honestly. So while that's cooling off, I have a back side that I need to put on. So all of this is chipboard, okay? And I just measured it the size that I needed. made it round, and covered it with black. So while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead on and glue this on.
But I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
Kind of like that. Okay. So, of course, if you see some pieces that don't seem very sturdy or bonded good, then just go back in and do that. Just add more glue. Okay. Just pulling it off a little bit just to see where I'm at. So with this fabric, I'll be taking chances because it really doesn't do well under heat. And flip it up. Sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna see it in a minute, I promise. Try not to mess up my my design because it is folded. I think I need to add a little heat right here. I'm scared to lift the thing up. Oh, it's almost like it wants me to mess up so bad because it's coming up on its own. Okay. Phew. I still need to go in and press it down because I'm not comfortable with the way it's laying right now. So give me a moment to repress because it did come up on its own when I was trying to cut some. Okay. All right, so it's on there. It's on there. I was very uncomfortable with that. Not even gonna lie. All right, y'all. So this is pretty much it. Unless you decide to do some fancy trim and work and all that good stuff on it. All right, y'all. So this one took a little longer than I expected it to, but it's to be expected when you make certain things like this. Okay, so this is the love seat. All right. This is going to be one of my Valentine Day so-called boxes, and I guess we'll call this the couch because it's much longer. All right. So if you decide to try these, I really hope you enjoy the video, and I really hope it's not as difficult as it may come across, because it's really not, if you just take your time. Okay. As always, I appreciate you watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye for now.